Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Nama saya Muhammad Kamil Mahmad, nombor matrik 11-9F1061. Jadi, pada hari ini saya akan menjalankan simulasi yang bernama Water Jet Force. Jadi, mari kita mulakan. Jom. So first, click or tap on the start button to start the experiment. Next, the water should start flowing through the pipe. The level in the jet should start rising. Next, the water will go through the nozzle and hit the flat plate and displace the scale. 4. Try to change the flow speed by using control flow speed glider. Bringing the glider to the left will slow down the water flow, whereas bringing it to the right will speed it up. 5. The control flow speed glider is dynamic and can be changed midway when the water is filling up too. 6. Click or tap on the reset button to restart the experiment afresh with empty apparatus. Okay, wait, it's not end yet. Ada lagi video di sana. Jadi, nak tahu pasal apa? Jom. Jadi, kita akan menyambung semula video kita. Yang tadi tu pun habis lagi. Jadi, pada kali ini, saya akan menerangkan tentang water jet force ataupun impact of jet. Jadi, mari kita teruskan. So, objektifnya. The objective of this experiment are: first, to investigate jet force impacting against stationary deflectors. Second, to compare the experimental results with the theoretically calculated values. So next, theory. Impact of jet apparatus enables experiment to be carried out on the reaction force produced on vanes when a jet of water impacts onto the vane. The study of this reaction force is an essential step in the subject of mechanics of fluids, which can be applied to hydraulic machinery such as the Pelton wheel and the impulse turbine. The theoretical jet force is calculated from the principle of linear momentum. The density ρ of the water is 1000 kg per meter cube. So this is the formula where raw density equal to density of fluid. So A equal to area of nozzle, V1 first velocity, V2 second velocity. So at here we have 4 surface for water jet force. So first for flat plate, next for hemisphere, third for slope, and fourth for cone. So the apparatus is hydraulic bench, impact of jets apparatus, loading, deflectors, and stop wash. So now we will go to the procedure. So this is the procedure, and this is how the water jet force experiment is going through. So next, so now we will go to data. So this is the data that we have. First, the measured value for flat plate. Next, measured values for hemisphere, and third, measured values for cone. So now the result. This is the result that we get. We have result for flat plate, for hemisphere, and for cone. So next, discussion. This is the discussion that we get from this experiment. So now, discussion also. This is a graph. Plot the graph of force measured F, Vs calculated force, PTH, and for different deflectors. Discuss your graph result. Now is the analysis. This is how to calculate. So now you will see the discussion. The higher the estimated force are about flat plate, the heavier the loading placed on the top of the device. Because of the short time it takes for the water jet to reach the plate, the flat will get closer to the water jet as the load increases, resulting in greater estimated force. Next, the more force placed on the device, the more fluctuating it will be in the hemisphere. Lastly, in the case of a cone, the larger the weight placed on the top of the apparatus, the higher the predicted force. But when the loading is very heavy, the calculated forces decline. This is because the larger loading leads the cone to approach the water jet, reducing the time it takes for the water jet to reach the plate and resulting in higher estimated force. So now we are at the conclusion. In conclusion, it is possible to conclude that the finding we obtained for both the theoretical and experimental values are incorrect. This is owing to the fact that the gap between the theoretical and experimental values is 43.33%, which is a big difference. The three primary explanations for the disparity are the equipment, lack of accuracy, assumption and restriction made during the experiment, and human error. Jadi, ini adalah reference di mana saya mendapat berbagai maklumat daripada situ. Jadi, itu sahaja pada hari ini. Itu sahaja video saya. Itu sahaja yang anda lihat. Dan itu sahaja daripada saya pada hari ini. Jadi, semoga berjumpa di video yang akan datang. Terima kasih kerana menonton. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.
Berapa banyak maaf.